All right, hello and welcome everybody back to the stream. I'm your CFI, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new, updated and optimized, apparently, DC-6 from PMDG. This is one of my favorite PMDG products, believe it or not. It's a very, very that's not the word, great hand-flying airplane. It's back to the classic days, but it does have a Garmin 430 in it, so you still can do RNAV type deals. This flight's going to be VOR to VOR. We're going to do that. But anyways, I'm excited for this. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Did a couple landings with it yesterday. Kind of remembered how to start it up here and there a little bit. See if I can remember anything from before. This used to be a 2020 product, and it was updated for 24 just yesterday. Now, I'm having a problem, and a lot of people are having this problem with this airplane, is you do one flight, close the sim, reopen the sim the next day or whatever, and you have a WASM crash every single time. The only way to get rid of that I've found is you have to delete the WASM folder, specifically the DC-6 one, for make it easier. So it's quite annoying. PMDG apparently are aware of it on their forum, but we're just waiting on them to fix it. But this is the DC-6. This aircraft came out in the later 40s, if I'm not mistaken. It's a beautiful looking airplane, and I think it's one of the first. I think the DC-4 is the first of the non-tail dragger airliners for the most part, but this came out of the era where they went away from the tail dragger. I mean, just look at that. What a beautiful, like, it's just this, every angle of this airplane is just cinematic looking. Like, look at that. That's a thumbnail right there. I should have just replaced the thumbnail with that. I might even do that later. It's just gorgeous looking. But I want to say thank you to you guys for jumping in and watching. Also want to say thank you to my channel partners. You guys can check them out in the channel description. We're partnering with Moza, Wing Control, Tobii Eye Tracker, all sorts of different stuff down there. So if you guys use the links down there, I really appreciate you guys doing that as well. As it does support the channel, and I'm able to get better hardware to give you better content. We're using the RTX 5090 today. It has been a freaking outstanding video card so far, so we'll hope that continues. Say hi to the guys in chat. Burke, welcome. Crazy Sarcasm said this is shiny. That is shiny. It is beautiful, beautiful airplane. D3 says I didn't know about this plane. Yeah, it's a great aircraft, really good, except for the WASM problem that I'm happening to me and some other people online as well. Other than that, it's amazing. What's up? You make a Moza profile for this? I do. I already have my Moza profile ready. It's not completely polished, but it's pretty good for now. Hope it sounds good. Oh, it sounds pretty good. You could probably make a sound pack for it, but the default sounds are pretty good. But just anywhere you look at this airplane, maybe not like that, but like, you know, near the front, it just looks classy. Look at the gear over here. We're going to be taking this stream nice and slow. I'm not going to be rushing anything. It's a newer airplane for me in terms of I haven't used it in quite a while. It does come with a flight engineer, but I try not to use him too much. Maybe we'll use him a little bit. And we're just going to take it nice and chill. This is a 1950s airplane in a simpler time. Everyone's chill. No one's in a rush. No security. No customs. Or maybe there's customs, but you just walk on board and take your seat. And we're just going to take it chill. The cabin needs a little bit of work. But they don't really care about this airplane. They simply brought it from 2020 to 24. Let's go to the flight deck of this beautiful beast. So this is the flight deck here. You're gonna do with obviously the captain in the left-hand seat, which I just found I gotta adjust my view here to make it kind of aligned. I'll go ahead and do that. We'll save that. Perfect. On the right side, obviously, you'd have the first officer on this side. No flight engineer, but you do have this guy who can sit in the jump seat here, and this would be working the throttles, to my knowledge, and all that kind of stuff. A lot of stuff back here. Can't use any of it, unfortunately, but it is their model. Little porthole as well. Take a look at the engines there. But yeah, just a beautiful, beautiful airplane. It looks crazy complicated. I know it looks crazy complicated. but it's really not that bad. It's like 4 172s. This is the overhead panel. Again, I know it looks crazy, but there's just 4 of everything. So, you know, you have a fuel quantity gauge, but then you need, you know, 4 of them. And then you have, you know, down here looks crazy. You have a manifold pressure. Well, you have 4 manifold pressures, right? Actually, you only have 2 of those, but anyways, you get my point. Imagine GSX not retro stewards mod. Oh, that'd be really cool. I'm using GSX, but I don't think it worked. That's a picture right there. You know what? I'm gonna resave. Oh, that's a good view too, though. We're gonna resave this view. I'm still doing my views, guys, as well. So again, we're just taking this nice and chill. Nothing crazy. And we'll be doing a stream with this thing later tonight. We'll be taking it from Boston to DCA and then DCA over to Philly. So let's get this thing all fired up. We are on VATSIM. There's no one online, so that's good for news for us because I'm still new to this airplane. We're going to make sure that the ground power is connected, which it is. Go ahead. This is your flight engineer. You got before start, after start, before takeoff, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do everything I think needs to be done, and then we're going to go ahead and run the checklist just to make sure on our first couple of flights, and then I'll probably be able to do them all. Really quickly, I'm just going to get our sim brief flight plan here so I can get the fuel and weight. So we need 4,500 pounds. That's it. Okay, we're going to probably bring a little bit more than that, but looks like fuel. Oh, I think it did it per. Yeah, there's no way that's the total fuel, but can I type in here? Number of passengers. We can hold it. We can hold it. There's no sim brief integration with this thing. Our zero fuel weight supposed to be 68 grand. It doesn't even give me a zero fuel weight here. At least I can't see. Set fuel of 50. Set fuel 100%. Total fuel. Let's bring this down. Can I type in this? Oh, I can do that. That's much faster. We'll bring it to 7,000 pounds. See, I just can't. It just doesn't seem right. I'm going to bring it to 14,000 pounds. Because SimBrief is saying we just need 4,500 pounds of fuel, but I think they mean 45 in each tank. So why don't we just do... No, that would be too much. We'll do that much. That'll be good. I hope I'm correct in my estimate, but we'll call it like that. That'll be good enough for today, guys. You got a maintenance manager, so you can check the status of your engines. You can service the prop, engine oil, top up, water, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. There's the airframe hours on it, not much. You have, this is your, oh, can't click, engine stress. Everything is fine. You can monitor this as you go. All the circuit breakers are modeled in the back here too. All of these work, so you do want to make sure these are up before you get into your seat, because these are all modeled. You can click them down and everything. So you're going to want to make sure that they're all up. And lastly, under options, we have our GPS 430 plugged in. We'll turn on realistic engine damage, realistic start, realistic carb de-icing, realistic CB failure, realistic autopilot engage. I don't know what that one actually is, but there we go. I'll leave this on just so it's easier. Awesome. So that's it. That's it for that. The EFB is going to be a most modern thing in this flight. Yeah, this EFB is the most modern thing you're going to see in this flight deck for sure. We'll put it back on this. So all we have is the ground power right now. That's all we have connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the overhead panel here. And we're going to simply select the ground power switch to ground power. And this switch to ground power. Oh, I believe you do. Usually light extinguish is better, but I believe you do that. Alrighty, so we are on the battery power right now. There should be a way to check that. There should be an amperage somewhere. Oil, water, hydraulic, oil, auxiliary oil. So it's kind of amps. Huh. I imagine that should have went up. Oh, that's probably for the, that's for the pitot heat. So not amperage we need. You'd think they put like an amperage gauge somewhere near the source, right? But they didn't. It's probably down here then. Free air. It's all the pressurization's all empty. Well, anyways, we should be on the ground power. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna plug in our, turn on our GPS, and we'll press enter, 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 enter. Go ahead and turn on our ADF as well, and our little radios here. So we're gonna be going VOR to VOR. Our first VOR, it's only a 2 VOR trip actually. And it's gonna be, let's see, direct to RTM, which is 10.4. And then after that, it's going to be direct to bub, which is 14.6. So we'll have it there. And the heading we're going to follow onto that is roughly 210. So this is a VOR gauge, and we'll use it once we get in the air. We'll take off, and then we'll take a, we're basically going to be heading southwest. So we'll set that up as we go. All right, just because we're probably finished boarding already and we don't think it even worked, I'm going to click cargo holds close, cabin close, main cabin stairs close, and we're all good to go. Now, come over here. This is our fuel shutoffs. We're just going to make sure that this is all the way forward so we can, in fact, start our engines there. Our mixtures are down here. They're all cut off. We have carburetor ice, or carburetor heat, sorry, right there. Flaps and gear. And then autopilot is right there. And I kind of forget to use the autopilot. I think it's with these controls. Yeah, right here. So we'll kind of experiment with that a little bit once we get in the air. But for the most part, everything is pretty much ready to go. We can turn our inverters on. That goes to normal. And the fuel pumps to high, high, high. Can also go ahead. I think there's a radio switch. I know I'm getting so much stuttering right now, but I think there's a radio switch down here. And we'll turn it on. There's the transponder to standby. So now we're on there. And we can dial in to the Unicom freak, which is 22.8. It really is a beautiful looking airplane. Just gorgeous. We're going to fly Tampa, by the way. We're going to fly Tampa, Amsterdam, and we'll be flying over to the Aerosoft Brussels. So feel free to stick around. Do as you like. Alrighty. So might as well go put this in here. Why not? Just so we're kind of have a rough flight plan. See if I remember to use one of these things. Nope. Clear. I want to go up. Hold clear. Flight plan. Push. I want to go to that section. There should be a way to get to this section here. But that's fine. First waypoint, RTM. You can also type it, which is probably what I'm going to do. RTM. Insert. Next waypoint is BUB. Brussels. Belgium. Awesome. And might as well, let's just put the airport code in here. EBB. Oh. Let's click this little button, EBBR. I'll type with my keyboard, enter. That way we can just have an approach or something. If someone comes online, we can enter in a little approach for ourselves. So I'll compress and hold clear. Flight plan. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Clear. There we go. We're right there. Gonna go ahead and press, where is it? Menu. Map setup. I never want north up ever again. Thank you. Press clear and then menu. Data fields on, and that's it. We are good to go. That's a very good satellite map for a Garmin 430. I've never seen that before. Anyways, that's all good. Alrighty, let's go ahead and run the before start. Oh, he's doing everything. Oh, I miss everything. What's that? I wish it told you what he's doing. Beacon C plus smoke. Okay, that's where all that stuff is. What the heck is he doing? Okay, sure. Should be closed, but this thing seems to be quite delayed. Yeah, should be closed. Closed on my end. Okay, took a million years to do that one. Vancouver, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. It's full forward. Okay, put number 3 pump on. So we're going to go ahead and start. We need ground power to start, so I don't think I'll be able to turn out of here, and GSX won't work. So let's get GSX connected. I hope that doesn't ditch the ground power. Tow bar tractor. How do I do that? Oh. There's a tow bar guy right there. How do I use that, though? We'll turn that off. That's kind of cool, though. There's a tow bar. I wonder how you use it. We'll try GSX for now. Hope you guys are all doing well. We'll be streaming this beautiful thing later tonight as well. Just getting back into it. I haven't flown it in a long time. Gotta watch some tutorials and stuff. All right, because they're connecting on up, I'm gonna keep the parking brake set. I wish, can you tell GSX I need to start an engine at the gate? Is that a thing with GSX? Or did not like that? Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if they let you drive the truck. That's like in NHL and they let you drive the Zamboni. By the way, guys, we're using the Moza AB6 today. And it'll be really, really cool for this airplane. So we're going to nose to the right. Before I do that, we're going to start the engines up. So we'll start number 3 first. We'll select the mag on both, I believe. Primer, number 3 selected. Gonna add a little bit of throttle in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and start 3. Oh, my sounds are off.
12.
There we go. Okay. Oh god, what's the view? There we go. Pretty nice sounds. So now that we have 1 running, or number 3 technically, our gens are all online. We can go and go battery power. We can go over here and turn the external power off, and we can release the brakes. Alright, starting number 4, so let's go ahead and put the main fuel low to number 2. Turn that one off. Number 2, mag on both, prime, prime. And turning 2.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Mixture. She didn't want to kick over this one. It's okay. Oh, the mixture didn't work. That's why. And I just killed it. Please come back. Did I save it? Oh! I think I just saved number 3. Alright. Let's do that again. Prime and 2. Parking brake is set. Starting 2. Gotta hit this one right here.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Mixture. Huh. It doesn't want to kick over. Interesting. It should. Let's try it on high.
3, 6, 9, 12.
There she goes. A little bit of time. A little more air she needed, I guess, eh? Let's go and bring that throttle back. Both back to 1,000 RPM or so. Adding a bit more for those two that not started. Let's tell GSX to go away. Alrighty, starting number 1. I don't know the order of this, but making it up as I go. Wonder if in the old days someone accidentally dropped their brick chart books onto the mixture? No, I hope not.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Okay, why'd the starter cut off? Come on. You're not helping. Nope, she doesn't want to go.
Three, 6, 9, 12.
Nope. I always have a problem with number 1. Let's go to 4 first. I'm gonna try it the old way. I think the mixture can be on and then use the mags at 12 maybe. We'll try it this way.
Three, 6,
Not turning.
9,
Feels like a seized prop. Not turning at all. That one turns.
3, 6, 9,
Oh, come on.
3, 6,
Doesn't want to start it. Let's try 4 again. Oh my god. Keep the starter engaged. No, we got to seize number 4. Let's go over here. Just repair. Do all that. There we go. Let's try again. Maybe we don't have enough power? We don't have enough juice? We should have enough juice to do it. DC-3? No, it's DC-6, my friend.
3, 6,
It's not starting. He's counting. There's
9,
no actual rotations.
12,
Didn't have a Wasm crash. It's not that, because their Wasm crash had been going kind of crazy. Alright, let's hook up the ground power here. And we'll do it that way. Maybe it doesn't have enough juice.
3,
That's strange.
6.
This engine just won't turn. That seems like a bug. Because I've even repaired it, so let's check these breakers. I can't click those ones. Nothing over here. Yeah, it just won't turn. These are all forward. Don't know why she won't turn. The other one turns, just won't start.
Three, 6,
So that one turns, at least.
9, 12,
Now she goes. I don't know. Okay. Go and reduce that one. Should go on low, 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 and just the last one. But the last one just legit just won't actually spin. Prime, boost. Start.
3, 6,
No, she's just frozen.
9, 12,
What? How did it start? It wasn't even moving. Oh, it's cutting off. I'm sensing some serious bugs going on here. We'll try again. Make sure cut off. Without 1 and 4, we're just DC-3. Oh, I see. Exactly. Start number 4.
3,
It's not... there's definitely a bug
6.
here, because it's not even turning, but then it
9.
starts.
12,
Okay. I don't know how that worked, but sure. We'll go with it. Fuel pump's back there. Battery on. We'll turn the ground power off. We'll go ahead and bring the thrust, all of them, back to 1,000 RPM. And we're going to do low. I think I did the rest of those, so I'm not going to touch them again. We'll go ahead and set our flaps to the takeoff setting, although they will do it for us actually. So let's go ahead and do after start checkers.
Selected boost pumps. Off and off.
Off, off.
Battery switch. Plane battery. Generators and inverters. Checked
On.
and on. Emergency lights.
I don't know what those
Armed.
are.
Ground power. Removed.
Yep.
After start checks complete.
Not too bad. We'll do the before takeoff. Well, let's just do them here just to make sure.
Boost pumps.
So low for takeoff.
Boost
We're
pumps
learning.
on low.
So we do this for next time.
Fuel selector and crossfeed. Main tanks and crossfeed off. Autopilot and carb heat. Off and cold. Hydraulic
Yep.
system. Down, forward, pressure and quantity checked. Okay.
I think that's on this side.
Flaps 20.
Always moving the flaps.
Flaps set 20. Windows and turbine. Closed and on. Controls.
Cabin meters on.
Gust lock released. Free. Pitot. On. Mixture and cowl flaps. Reach unlocked. Set. Transponder. On.
Yep, should have been on.
Landing lights. Extended and on.
Nice.
Before takeoff checks complete.
Alrighty. They do a run-up as well, so we'll probably get somewhere and we'll do a run-up. Let's quickly get our charts out and we'll see where we're going here. Hope you guys are enjoying this different type of content. I know a lot of streamers like their good old Airbuses, but I got bored doing that. So over here we're using runway 36 left for departure. What the heck is that? Oh, that's far. Holy crap, 36 left is on the other side of the airport. I might not do that. I might just use 06 and call it a day. I don't think there's anybody else coming in here, so we'll be fine. Just use runway 06. We'll taxi straight ahead, take a right-hand turn, and we'll start going over there. So, parking brake is off. Start to roll away. Oh, we're not even on the taxiway. Alrighty. Clear left. So I'm gonna go straight one more to the next line over here. Bastion says wind 107 at 50. You're clear takeoff. Try not to die. Taking off with 40 knots of wind. As long as it's a little bit across our headwind, it's fine. It's no problem. Listen to that. This would have been a great time to fly a plane. So when I get in the runway, I'm going to stand the engines up, and then I'm going to press takeoff dry. And in real life, the engineer would set the power for you. That's kind of how that's going to go. Oh, come on. 110.4 is the first one. 14.6 is the next. Please contact 21205. Just come online. We're going to stop here. I'll contact him. Every time I'm just on my way, they come online. Grounds KLM 1 requesting a IFR clearance over to Brussels. We're going to start our attack.
KLM 1, hello, cleared Brussels. Expect departure instructions at the runway 36 left. Squawk 1000.
Squawking 1000, 36 left. If we can put on a request runway 06 for today at KLM 1.
KLM 1, that's fine as well. Expect runway 06.
06, thanks so much, sir.
KLM 1, taxi over point, Sierra 1, runway 06.
Holding point Sierra 1 and then runway 06, KLM 1, thanks.
Approach hello, Transavia 8337 via Charlie, we're ready to compare our clearance.
Hello, Transavia 8337, cleared Warsaw, Arnhem to Victor departure, 36 left, initial climb level 60, squawk 1000.
Arnhem to Victor, initially flight level 60 and squawk 1000. Just to confirm, taxi via Whiskey 5, Transavia 8337.
CRJ Turtle, I'm having a lot of fun with the 1000. Nice, we appreciate that. Glad it's working for you.
Roger, Whiskey 5 and taxi 36 left, cross 36 center, Transavia 8337.
Dynasty 5030, hello, vectors ILS 06, descend to level 40, flight present heading.
Guys, let me know if the VATSIM's too loud. Or any of the sounds in general, let me know. Probably lower the game sounds a little bit for you.
Shipple approach.
Look at this beauty.
Information India, flight level 153, descending north to Alpha. Descend flight level 70 after ART, direct Alpha Papa Mike, Neptune 198.
And grounds KLM 1, we're going to require a run-up as well, if possible, either on runway or holding Sierra 1.
KLM 1, you will hold Sierra 1 and then just approach the
Okay, holding short Sierra 1 and we'll advise when ready, KLM 1.
Neptune 193, just to confirm, use it after Arctic Direct Alpha Papa Mike.
That's Papa Alpha Mike.
Oh, Roger, Papa Alpha Mike, Neptune 193.
Guys, can you let me know what reshade prestate you like better? The one we have right now, or this one?
Super departure, good afternoon, and it's 6 November. Super, we have information might be just pushed up from the minor request of our section to
It's 6 November, hello, clear to destination, ready to Victor departure, runway 36 left, initial climb level 60, the squawk 1000.
ready to Victor departure.
Well, they make the vibration animation in the engines, but it looks kind of off. Cockpit one is nice though. Yeah, it's a little. It looks a little weird on the engine, doesn't it? It's a good try though. It's 2020 graphics, right? I wonder if this...
good afternoon, HTS 58.777 under the Southern Board 194. Call 5, information mark and board requesting clearance to destination Cairo.
There's a base load in Cairo,
All right, we'll take the left-hand turn, and we'll try to face ourselves into the wind a little bit. So I'm going to go off to the right.
Clear parking by destination, KLM left-hand road, runway 36, left for departure. Level initially fly level 06, squawk 3153, Egypt traffic.
Okay, please stand correctly.
I'm going to do a nice big sweeping left-hand turn.
Work call Egypt 3753.
Nice, 5030, turn left heading 180 degrees.
And now full left here, just so we go a little bit more into the wind.
070 inbound.
Kilo, hello, descent level 70, after Sugo, direct Sierra Papa Lima, expect runway 06.
Descending climb level.
And then we'll kind of straighten up a little bit. Not completely in the wind, but it's as good as we can do. We'll set the parking brake on. I don't know how to do a run-up in this, but I'm just going to do what I think they would do. So we'll do one engine at a time here, maybe two engines at a time.
090.
Start with number 3.
Clear to ILS.
Zaga 8337, please left clear for takeoff, the wind is 06.
Brakes are holding.
Roger, clear takeoff 36 at transfer to 8337.
198, information is Mike, vectors ILS 06, descent level 40.
Alright, we'll try the... number 2 or 3? That's 2.
06
Left mag.
Suit 440 kilo, after
Back to both.
Sugo, direct Sierra Papa Lima.
Right mag. Back to both.
After Sugar, direct Sierra Papa Lima.
It's good enough for me.
And if you want to rate, just
They probably all work. I'm not gonna do a run-up. I'm not gonna sit here and bore you guys.
5 at Schiphol, that appears
Oh,
to be
R2 died.
a passenger stand. It would be nice if we could get a cargo stand.
Why did number 2 die? Oh, it came back. Interesting.
Before departure, let's...
We'll just let them know that we're ready. Put the brake and brake off. Gust lock is off.
Left by the north, this is 5, cost 367.
Taxi 36 left at Whiskey 5, cost 36.
That is the 5030, runway 06, clear to land, wind 060 degrees, 1 to 1.
Tower KLM 1 short 06 ready.
Okay, KLM behind, next landing 777, 908, runway 06, Sierra 1 behind.
Lap weight behind the arriving 777 KLM 1.
Neptune 198, leave Papa Alpha Mike heading 235.
I don't see no 777.
Leave Papa Alpha Mike heading 235 down to 191.
Nice, you like the thumbnail, eh? Good old, I took the pictures and then I had AI make a 1950s kind of vibe to it. Set the parking brake. Just make sure this is actually in the high mode, which it is. Good.
Zaga 8337, identified, climb to level 130.
Climb level 130, transfer to
Gyro pilot,
8337.
localizer approach. We're using gyro pilot. We have climb. Glide. Oh yeah, we have this stuff. Altitude control.
Okay, KLM 1, report ready to copy the departure instruction.
And KLM 1, we are ready.
KLM 1, after departure, turn right heading 090 degrees, climb to altitude 3000.
The right turn 090 degrees and climb 3000 KLM 1.
Correct.
There's the 777 right there. So he's going to have us turn right 30 degrees and then probably track onto the 205 radial, or maybe even go direct to that station after. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this page ready on direct. Nope, let's go to the light plan. Direct, and we'll have it there, and I'll just press enter, and we'll be good to go. Let's put this in. There we go. VLOOK mode. I'm like, why are we not getting any stuff in our thing? We're still not getting it, but better than before. I'll just verify the frequency was correct. Yeah, 10.4. Probably too low.
Kilo, the information in the vectors ILS 06, no right heading 150.
Right heading 150.
Nice, beauty. Alright, clear the line up behind. Position and strobe, go to position flash. Not clear takeoff, so we'll leave those all off. Both beautiful airplanes, but this just has a different type of beauty to it.
How do you read Egypt to SM58?
Neptune 198, descent altitude 2000 feet, QNH 1026.
Descent 2,000 feet.
Yeah, that was a nice landing.
Neptune 198.
Neptune 198, descent to altitude 2000 feet.
Alright, we're all lined up.
1026.
Come to a stop. It's not going to set the parking brake. That's a bad idea on our runway.
026 Neptune 198.
Just going to hold the brakes with my feet.
Neptune 198, step approach.
Say again, Neptune 198.
I think you're supposed to use like these takeoff charts. They're somewhere, I'm pretty sure. I thought there was a takeoff chart somewhere here.
And Neptune 198, could you please say again your last
Here.
transmission?
You get your weight.
Louder.
9509. So 90, flap 20. We got a V1.
KLM 06, clear for takeoff.
Oh, see.
060 degrees, 1.
Clear takeoff runway 06 KLM 1. We're gonna call it 91 and rotate of 91 as well, basically, somewhere around there. Anyways, parking brakes off. Bring the power up. To right turn 090 up to takeoff. Turn the cameras on for you guys, and we're gonna hit this button and dry.
30 inches stabilize. 30 inches stabilize.
Good 442 kilo, the reduced speed to
30 inches
no right
stabilized.
0 degrees.
Cal flaps. Cal flaps.
Repeat please.
Cal flaps set.
Good 442 kilo, no right
Full power,
heading 0
please.
degrees, reduced
Going
speed
full
to
power.
20 knots.
220 knots and what was the heading please?
There the engines go.
Heading 180.
180, thanks.
Needing some right rudder, so I'll put some left aileron in.
Full power set.
80 knots is checked.
118, no right heading 270.
There's the V1.
Right heading 270, Neptune 198.
Good 442 kilo, descent to altitude 3000 feet, the QNH 1026.
1026.
Rotate.
3000 feet.
Maybe. She's heavy. Oh, gotta hold her. Beauty. Let's go ahead and go back inside.
Positive ring. Gear up. Gear selected up.
This, you really need the two-hand fly, guys. I love my Moza profile I have set for this. I'm flying as I got a CRJ. I got a nose down. I was going for like 15 degrees. There we go. I'll bring our flap up one notch. What a gorgeous airplane. All right, let's take the
Good 442 kilo, reduced
Flaps up.
speed 180.
Flaps going up.
180.
let's take the right-hand turn. Oh, I guess he does the flaps, eh? I'm all over the place. There we go. Oh, I think my flat buttons are getting
Meteor power. Setting meteor
conflicted
power,
with
48
that.
inches, 2600 RPM.
KLM 1 identified, right heading 180 degrees, climb level 60.
The right turn 180 up to flight level 60, KLM 1.
Section 108, right heading 330.
Right heading 330, Neptune 190.
You really got to work this plane.
Meteor power set. Climb power. Setting climb power.
Kilo to left 3090, into localize 06.
Without the engineer,
Can you repeat the heading?
definitely be a interesting experience.
Right heading 030, clear ILS 06, Neptune 190.
Kilo to left 3090, into localize 06.
Climb power set.
That's heading
You can see
090.
how mushy I've made these controls.
Gracias, 06.
After takeoff checks complete.
Okay, we got 30 more degrees to go or so. Go up to 6,000 feet.
Can you confirm heading 090?
Correct.
Dude, I can barely hear ATC with 4 giant radials, and I even heard the heading, bro. The 180 is coming up. Nice and smooth roll up. Remember, guys, we have passengers on board. Nice and smooth in these old airliners.
KLM 32,
Trim's a little sensitive.
Hello, 32 descend to level 70 after RTX Papa off Mike vector 06.
I don't know what the climb speed would be. You set climb power, but it's really not that much power.
Kilo to left 3030 to intercept, descend to 2000 feet.
1010 030.
Is this a total makeover for 24? No, I don't think so. I don't believe so.
06, clear line, Neptune 190, thank you.
KLM 1, right heading 200 degrees, into the intercept Romeo Tango Mike, VR, inbound radial 230.
Okay, the right turn was second heading, but the intercepted radial 230 inbound. KLM 1.
Yeah, heading thereafter on the beach.
Okay, the heading of 200, and then we intercept KLM 1. Now I can't hear him. We're only at 2,000 feet.
Confirm to say for KLM 32, Alpha Papa Mike.
Papa Alpha Mike.
Papa Alpha.
With the 6th November, when ready, this is left clear for takeoff. The wind 06
Oh, I'm descending. Go back in here.
36 left, clear for takeoff, and with 6 November, 6 November.
I'm just gonna stop touching the yoke.
06 descend to level 70. After RTX track Papa Alpha Mike.
Now just to have some guidance as well, go press activate execute, flight plan button. The line's coming on in. Just getting really heavy now with the speed. And let's start slowly turning on over. 230 is what he wants us to inbound course of. It's not quite there just yet, but I'm gonna squeeze it just a little bit to the right. Yeah, the trim is crazy sensitive, guys. Crazy sensitive. Flight Team Gaming, hello, welcome. How are you doing well, my friend? Oh my. Is that a picture if I ever saw one? Screenshot.
That's the pop-up mic, I think, 327.
Negative, that's descent, flight level 40. And
All right,
lead
well,
Mike
we're
335.
just to the other side of the radial here. I'm going to come back to the left just a little bit. And we're going to get on that 230 inbound. 050 from, there we go.
Right, 121.805 engine 1 net
Kilo 06 script land with 0603 stop.
Please wait for 2 kilo clear to land.
Okay, we're passing 3,500 feet. Oh my gosh, this is slow, man. Let's come back to the right now that I finally got my inbound course. Sorry, passengers. I overcorrected the crap out of that.
Well, departure on the 6th November, passing
Not bad for a first flight, though. I'm surprised I still remember to use a VOR, believe it or not. Haven't used one in 5-6 years.
Flight level 130 MSFS.
So right now we're just slightly left of course. So 230 is what we want. I'm going to go over to about 240. And that'll eventually be good for us. So we got 2,000 feet to go. I don't know what the climb speed is in this airplane. But I'm hoping it's around 140-ish or so. 160. My buddy Roth would know. Taco, you gonna fly this airplane if you're still here, Taco? Dominic, by the way, thank you so much for joining in. I'm sorry, I'm really busy just making this airplane go where I need it to go. This one is definitely a handful. Where's the autopilot? It's down over here. I'll show you in a second. I'll turn the cameras off. Let's see, I'll hold her kind of like that, and we're gonna go down here. We're gonna give it a try. So I turn gyro pilot on. I think. No. Autopilot on. And I think I can click localizer. Yes, and it should turn me towards the radial, I'm pretty sure.
Kilo back into runway 06 via CR3.
Altitude control. Is it doing it? Yes, it is. Yeah, so it's flying on the it's flying on that radial right now. It's a little shit. Also, look at our engine differences right there.
805, bye-bye.
We have a pretty big difference on our number 2. Let's go check out why. Maintenance manager engine number 2. Oil temperature. That's kind of weird. Yeah, it's still turning. So we're perfectly on the 230 inbound. Gears up and neutral, flaps are 0 already. And we can tell it to nose up or down with this, I'm pretty sure. Right there. And we can tell it to turn with that, but not in localizer mode. And I'm wondering why this number 2 engine is killing it here. We got 300 feet to go. Yes, I will be doing the jet card flight, and then I'll probably do a flight VY for DC-6, depending on weight is 130, 140. Okay, perfect. So I'm a little fast then. Not too bad though. All right, we're gonna start going nose down, and I'm gonna tell it altitude control. I'm also gonna put it back in gyro pilot mode. I'm just not gonna turn it because I don't want it to start chasing this needle. All right, we'll press cruise.
Set cruise power, please. Setting cruise power.
We're actually supposed to go to 8,000 feet, but that's fine. Yeah, that number 2 is destroyed.
KLM 140, leave my airspace, no coordinates available, switch
Cruise power is set.
Okay, where do you come? Thank you so much, KLM1, and thanks for the accommodating the aircraft.
Yeah, great to see that.
We'll just stick at 6,000. We're supposed to go to 8, but that's fine.
Complete.
All right, let's just go direct to the next one, which is 14.6 on the VOR. Now we can put it to nav mode. If you guys want to see it in nav mode, you can go direct Brussels, direct, GPS, and then click localizer. Oops. And it should turn us to the left, as you guys can see. Wow, wow, wow. Another picture. Another screenshot on that. Beauty. Just an absolute beauty. Yeah, that's weird that the guy keeps bringing that one up. Let's turn that one off, and we'll just bring that back. Let's take a look here. You can see our number 2 engine is significantly creating less power. We'll try carbide on number 2. We'll leave it on for a little bit. I already put him in low, that's good. Might have a dead mag. Because I think when I did that test on the ground, it actually was a actually was a bad mag. You can see here. I wish I told you what it was. Boop. There, it works now. Gonna carbide back off. Might as well do it for all of them, just so we can see if there is any carburetor icing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. 150 on the BEMP. Number 2 is still underperforming now, but whatever. Turn the carbide off. There we go. .150 is set there. Yeah, that's strange how number 2 is just out of line. That's okay. They're different engines, but they shouldn't be that far apart. That's quite far apart. Mixture too lean for number 2. There we go. We'll go rich on it. It could be a gauge problem. Well, 2 gauges wouldn't be the problem. Tyler, hello, welcome. Alex, hello, welcome. Yes, this is a beautiful airplane. Just look at this, man. This sim is gorgeous in 24. I'll be sending these screenshots in the Discord. Tap the RPM switch down a couple times. You're running high on the RPM, low on power, down on 2 specifically. Let's give it a try. Nothing. Number 1 doesn't do anything either, but there we go. Manual maybe? Huh. Strange, right? Let's go and put that back to that. No, doesn't like that. Okay, mixture too lean. Very, very strange. Hydraulic system. Should we have this on? What does this do? This seems like you'd want this on. Hydraulic system. I'm gonna leave that there. See what happens. Maybe that's why it was such a mushy mess to fly. Magenta Dragger, hello, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, the RPM is high, power saying, yeah, for sure. It's very strange. The RPM is high and the power is the power output is quite low. Good afternoon. Is this the update to 24 version? It is. It is. Still got another 11 minutes en route. We're at 6,000, so if I did 1,000 a minute, that would take me 6 minutes. If I did 500, basically have to start around now to start descending for it. Fuel is high, power is down, RPM is high, RPM set point needs to be adjusted with the switches. Yeah, it doesn't work. I have it left in the decreased position. You can see. This light comes on when I go to auto. Yeah. Super, super strange. That doesn't fix, I compare it with the mag issue. We checked forced induction. I don't know what that is. We can do a mag check right here. Watch, ready? Boop, left. She stays running. Right. She stays running. Both. There was no change actually. The gauges were pretty constant. Yeah, let me know where the forced induction is. I don't know where that is. Do I click it like this? Chat's about 4 minutes behind over here on YouTube. Yeah, I know, unfortunately it is. It shouldn't be 4 minutes. It should be like 45 seconds to a minute. I was about to say that's not good, but then we have fuel here. mag grounding issue. I don't think that's modeled. I'd be very impressed if that's modeled. But I don't think that's modeled. All this is on. All the breakers at the back are still good. I know these tend to pop sometimes, so there's a couple that are down, but I can't click these ones up. Alright, well, we're kind of close to our destination, so we'll start to plan an approach here. It looks like they're using runway 1 and 7. Let's see, 7 left is what they're using apparently. The wind down there, 040 at 8. We're flying 2-3, so we're basically going to be on a downwind for the most part when we get there. We got 7 minutes to go. So let's start descending. We're going to put altitude control off. I'll reduce my power just a little bit. Oh, that's the bug. Look, the prop control doesn't actually control number 2 at all. It's like locked out. That's interesting. Bring it back to about 100. And what we can do is just start a gentle descent. It's a lot less gentle than I thought. One little less than that. That's pretty sensitive. There we go. Elevation's 130 feet, so we'll basically go down to a circuit altitude of 1,000 feet. And just for funsies, we can program the ILS into the runway, or into the, oh, there's no ILS, the VOR approach. That's kind of cool. So 14.6. Direct to 14.6, and then we take a radial off of that 150 to a DV of 2. Oh, sorry, 14.9. Let's go to 14.9 then. 14.9. And we're just going to go direct to the fix. We're still in heading mode, so that's still working out fine. Let's go do VLOC. And let's see where we currently are from this VOR. So we're on the 030 radial. That'll put us about 1-2 to go direct. That works pretty well. I want 150, so alright, let's go ahead and go to left turn. Okay, don't do that. Because now we are flying the airplane. Autopilot, whoop, autopilot disengaged. Let's go ahead and reset that. Autopilot re-engage. Gyro cop, whatever mode. Everything's still looking good out there. A little fast. That's okay. And then, do I turn with, I thought I turned with this mode. Yeah. I guess I was in gyro pilot and not localizer. Gyro pilot on. Can't do it unless it's centered. Wish there was a centering button. That'd be nice. Gyro. 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 I can't re-enter it. It's okay. We can just hand fly if we really need to. Gyro, autopilot, turn. Aha! There we go. Got it. We're learning, boys. We're learning. So what we're doing right now, by the way, guys, we're coming left. Coming way left. It'll basically put us onto a right down, but we're gonna go direct to the AFE-VOR. Now we could do that with the VOR, which we're doing, or actually we're not. We're in the opposite way. All right, we're getting reverse sensing. But you could do it direct with the VOR, or you could do it direct with this guy by just putting like that. Type AFE. Enter, and then, oh wait, AFI, sorry. AFI. Enter, and you can do GPS or VLOC. So whatever you choose to do, that's up to you. Direct is looking like I'm heading at 240. We're about 2,000 feet. I'm going to set my thing to go nose up a little bit less of a turn, and altitude control. Should be a descent button here somewhere.
26 inches, please. Setting 26 inches.
Oh wait, don't do that, don't do that. You're good. You're good. Well, I'll have him do the whole
26
thing.
26 inches, please. Setting 26 inches.
Alright.
26 inches set.
Go
Descent checkpoint,
nose
please.
wings level there.
Autodesk traffic,
Altimeter
Green
and flight
59
instruments.
6 regulars,
Cross-checked.
position and restrict,
Seatbelt signs
facing
on.
east.
On. Engine blowers low.
If I'm correct, if I put this to
Descent checks are complete.
050 roughly. Six will go in there. That's a backup. Awesome. There we go. Yeah. So I am correct. So yeah, direct to the station. We're on the 240 radial. Sorry, 060 radial, which means we're 240 inbound, and we want to exit the station on a heading of 150. So basically, once we get closer, this is our DME, these are distance right here. We got 4 minutes to go. When we get a little closer, I'm gonna bring the power up a little bit here. We're gonna go ahead and turn left to a heading of 150, and we're gonna center up on that line. So I'm intercepting this radial, going to be outbound. I'm intercepting at a 90 right now, basically. And I have a heading on the right-hand side of it. Yeah, I have to reintroduce VORs. I haven't used them in a long time. Sorry, I'm getting to the comments here. Superchargers force induction just right right of gas, or GPS. Sorry, superchargers are all off, or on the low. Sorry, I can try clicking on a high. Ah, there you go. Yep, I must have had one of them clicked, I guess. That's probably what it was, because now they're all the same. Taco to rescue as usual. Now we know for next time if it happens. I probably misclicked somewhere. I figured chat lag, it's cause I left the game. Oh, I see. Yeah, I came back to stream. Yeah, no worries. Anderson, hello. Love seeing radial engines roaring in our simulated skies. Thanks for the stream. No worries. I'm reintroducing myself to VORs. You know what? After this, after we land and all that stuff, I might just do a I'll keep the stream running. We might just do some VOR practice to get reallocated with VOR. I haven't used, especially on an OBS type gauge, VOR in a long time. The RJ displays are quite nice. We got 2 minutes to go. Now I could have just done like a visual circuit, but I'm going to be doing the VOR runway 7 left. So we're going to hit this fix. We're going direct to the fix right now. And then we're going to turn left outbound heading a 150. Once we reach a DME of 2.1 though, so once we're heading a 150 and reach a DME of 2.1, we're going to start a left-hand turn, a 078. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my backup radio, and we're going to set that to the Brussels VOR, and we're going to be inbound on a 078 is what we want. So we need, basically we need this needle to come down over here. Thanks for the subscription, by the way. Really, really appreciate that. I think I just missed it, so let me go ahead and refresh that. Or I guess I can't replay it, but thank you so much. Glad we got the Garmin for GPS for reference. Dangerous reverse sensing. Oh, yes, it is. All right, here comes the turn. Shortly. I have 2 miles to go. Let's go ahead and turn to the left, heading a 150. We'll start at about a mile or so. So we're just holding direct, and we'll start our left turn. There we go. Left-hand turn, heading a 150. Manual VR holds up next. Hey, honestly, it's not bad practice. I mean, I'm never going to really use it ever again. We got fancy screens and all that, but... We're going to stop our heading right about there, heading a 060. Is there a way to set... Oh, there we go. There's the center button. You just click right here. Where was it? I had it. There. Center. Oh, that's the climb, descend. No, I don't want that. I thought there was a center button for this. I swear there was. Alright. So we're at a DME of 2.1, turning left to heading a 078. And now we'll put 14.6 on the top as well. And we'll put 078 up on here. And we can press localizer. Okay, no, can't do that. Reset that. Off, on, and on. Okay. It overshot it a little bit, but obviously you can hand fly this stuff, but I like to practice. I'm going to practice the autopiloting as well. In range.
Cooling turbine. Normal.
Your 12-mile final.
Fuel booster pumps.
All right, we're going to start a descent at 8.6 miles. We're at 2 grand. This is actually working out quite well. Oh, come on! Really? This guy to come on right now, bro?
No smoking signs. On. In-range checks complete.
Brussels Tower, KLM-1, we're on the VOR runway 7 approach.
KLM-1, Brussels Tower, hello. Go around, and the active runway is 01, so reposition yourself, please.
Okay, we'll execute the go around and we'll do the 01. Is it possible we can just accept a left-hand base? We just turn right and do a left-hand base for 01?
KLM-1, that is approved. Try to stay clear of the Brussels city if you can.
Alright, so the left base is approved. We'll try to remain clear of the city. That's KLM-1. I'm not doing a go around. There's the field over there. And our runway does...
KLM-1, traffic information, there was an Airbus A350 on an 11-mile final for the ILS 01.
Okay, in that sense, we can keep turning right. We'll execute a, make it a left downwind If that's okay with you, we'll let the 380 go ahead. Because he's going to cover a lot more ground than I can cover. We're still estimating 4 to 5 minutes to the field. KLM 1.
Hi, KLM 1, roger.
Well, buddy, you got to clear me. This isn't. I just said I can do that. You got to say you're cleared left downwind, but sure. I'll make it a left downwind there. Just gonna hand flyer. Autopilot's off. It did work out pretty well though. We were about to do a really cool little VOR approach. I was actually pretty excited for that. Let's get like that. There we go. Now I can actually use my thrust or throttle, whatever you want to call it.
So Tower, good evening. D-Line 1016, established ILS 01.
D-Line 1016. Brussels Tower, hold wind 040 degrees 8 knots. Runway 01, cleared land.
Clear to land at runway 01. D-Line 1016.
Camera a little closer for the yoke action there. Just 2,000 feet. Because like, is he gonna call my base? Am I gonna do my own base? Because I can turn base right now. So whatever. I'm gonna click before landing.
Flaps 20.
No, don't do that.
Flaps 20.
Don't do that. Sets the flap. Oh, you know what? I didn't lock my my office chair wheel, so I'm gonna be slipping and sliding all over the place. I'm just gonna turn base. You wouldn't be allowed to do this really because you didn't say like clear for the circuit or I'll call your base or whatever, but I'm just gonna turn base and we'll do it.
Brussels Tower, good evening, B-Line 3, Yankee, say requesting...
Alright, turning the camera back on. There we go. Choosing your IFR student those? Yeah.
3 Yankee X-ray Brussels
Those are the
Tower,
days.
hold information, Romeo current, startup approved. You are cleared to
I'm
your
just so used to
destination
using this as a
via
flight
the
director, but it ain't.
4 Victor departure out of runway 07 right. Climb initially flight level 60, squawk 1000.
Clear to Alicante via the share before Victor departure, runway 07 right.
Alright, this is a makeshift ILS, but basically when this gets closer to saying direct is 010, that's when I'm going to start turning, or as it starts to move, I'm going to start turning left in. We're going crazy quick. That's my fault there. Let's go ahead and lower all that. That's the gear warning horn. Don't worry about that. Alright, let's start turning on inbound slowly. Heavy bird, especially with the profile I've set up. The trim is also crazy sensitive.
Brussels Tower, B-Line 3 Yankee X-ray is ready for pushback.
B-Line 3 Yankee X-ray, pushback approved, face east.
Pushback face east, B-Line 3.
Alright, we're still at about a 7-mile final. And we're about 2,000 feet. So we need to be 5 miles at 1,500. So we can basically start a descent now. We'll do about 400 a minute in this descent. We'll do
Flaps
before
20.
landing.
Setting flaps 20.
Just square it up and come to the left a little bit.
Mixtures ridge, please. Alter ridge.
A lot of glare.
Set.
There's runway right there.
Gear up and down, please. Gear up and down.
The zigzag's actually working in my favor, so we can get some distance between us and that A380.
What is that for?
Station calling Brussels Tower, hello.
Sitting too close.
Being 63 kilo.
Line 63 kilo,
Aircraft still
Brussels
the runway.
Tower,
We'll do a couple more
position.
zigzags. Drop our flaps to full, and I'll be able to really sink it. Oh, I should probably start my flight recorder. Ah, there's too much stuff going on. There we go. Hold that. Come back to the left. Press record. Not cleared to land, by the way, guys, so we'll have to wait on that. At Brussels Tower, it's KLM 1, field in sight, short final runway 1.
KLM 1, roger, continue approach. I'm just waiting for the vacate of the Brussels 350.
Wait, there's a 380. Okay, check. He didn't put the gear down.
KLM 1, you
We'll
are
do
now
that.
clear to land, the wind 040 degrees, 8 knots.
Clear to land runway 1, KLM 1. Because we're getting a gear warning horn.
I'll be line 1.
He was supposed to do it, but
016, welcome to Brussels. Taxi inner
there we
Sierra.
go. Now the gear's coming on in.
204.
And then what I remember is you're supposed to set.
Can you repeat the stand number? Sorry, but 860.
2400 RPM.
I'll be line 1016, inner 7, Sierra, stand.
You're supposed to set, I think, 100.
Stand 2048.
And then you're supposed to like use your flaps.
I'll be line 63 kilo. Are you ready to copy your clearance?
But I'm doing a terrible job right
I'll be
now.
line 63 kilo. Information Romeo, you are cleared to your destination by the Danish Free for departure.
Probably have a wrong profile set because I'm probably working a little too much.
Flight level
But
60, squawk
jeez.
4403.
I'm gonna get carpal tunnel.
Clear to destination, departure is runway via
That was
to departure,
awful.
6,000 feet.
That was awful, guys. We're gonna disconnect from Batsim because I don't really want to do any more of that.
63 kilo, request
I had a beautiful approach coming in, and that guy had to come and ruin it. This was terrible, guys. We're gonna redo this though. I'm gonna change my motor profile a little bit because I think I have it a little too curved. Like I'm having to do way too much movement to do anything. That's my fault. The actual landing wasn't terrible, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out, we're gonna practice some more. It's a new plane, so I like to do this. I like to just keep doing landing after landing after landing. We'll press stop replay right there. So you should be able to hit 100 on the, I guess 100 BMP, whatever it's called. And then from there, you add or decrease flap. Right now we're at flap. Oh, that's the problem. That's why we're basically stalling and dying almost. My flaps aren't set properly. So you're supposed to be able to go from the full flap. It's like flap 50, 40, 30 or something like that. And like 40 is like your midpoint. I forget what the actual numbers are. But then if you need to descend, you don't touch your power. You go to flap 50. And then it's like you use your flaps to descend. So I was doing my flaps, but my flaps are going full up, full down. So we're going to have to change this one right here. That makes a lot of sense of why that was not working. So I'm like, this feels terrible. Where was it here? Assigned. Oh wait, get rid of you. Get rid of this. Delete. Yes. So it should just do, is that 1 or 2? Nope, that does all of them. So let's do that again. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. No, we can do better than that. I'm just gonna fix these, fix this flap thing here. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this, and we're gonna type flaps. Yeah, because there's one point where I had to like nose down over in full power because I'm like, this is gonna stall out, and that's because the flaps literally went all the way up. All right, so I thought it's like there should be an incremental one, right? It's probably increase, decrease. So I'll go increase flap, decrease flap. See if that works. There we go. So now it actually works. So let's go ahead and reset ourselves all the way out here. We'll press stop replay. So from full flap, I should be able to modulate the flap up and down one notch to either descend or do whatever I want. So we'll go ahead and press record. I've also changed my profile of it as well. So right now we're at full flap 50, and that'll get us to descend a bit more as well. Why is my power not being able to be moved? I can fly, but I can't use my thrust. Did I delete that by accident? I probably did. Probably did. Throttle. I'm gonna map it like this. Let's do throttle 1. 2 is gonna be everything, because I don't have 3 throttles, unfortunately, or 4 throttles. Where's throttle axis, just in general? Throttle axis, that'll be number 2. And then throttle 3 will be number 4. That way you can at least kind of have directional if I need to taxi with it. Alright, now it's all working. Relax there, relax. Relax. We're gonna set one, oh, it's inverted. Okay. We're not having an easy day today. Assigned. Invert. Invert. And invert. We'll stop replay, press replay, stop replay, and go. There we go. All right, now our throttle works. We're gonna set 100 on the BMEP, whatever it's called, and then we're gonna I'm gonna increase or decrease the flap as needed. So now we have to start decreasing. We're getting really, really low. It's kind of weird that it works this way, and I'm not good at doing it this way at all. But that's apparently how they did it back in the good old days. I like to just use the power, to be honest. But see how we're climbing now? So now I'm going to go one notch down, and this will stop our overly climb. So you kind of just do this from the video I saw. Quite a significant wind. I'm going to go one notch up again a flap, because we're going a little low. I'll bring it back down. Gonna start walking the throttles back. Get that nose up, get that rudder over. And then you'd add the beta or the reverse, whatever you want to call it. It's really strange to land it. That makes a lot of sense, though, of why. Makes a lot of sense of why we're almost stalling. The flaps were going literally all the way up. It's a really weird airplane to get a grip on. Nice. Probably could have made it smoother, but that's okay. Still need a hell of a lot of oh, you know what it is? Let me check, make sure this doesn't have any curve in it either. No, it doesn't. Okay, good. I will we'll increase that just ever so slightly more on the Moza Sim software side. Still working on my Moza profile, so if you guys have the Moza AY210 yoke, I will be sending the preset for you guys once I kind of have it where I like it. I hope PMDG completely rebuild the DC-6 with all the bells and whistles of their FS24. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that, my friend, but hopefully. Wow, what a beauty approach. Sim says, I hope so. Propline are great fun. Good save on that landing. Thanks so much, yeah. Sorry guys, I've been able to look at the comments. I've been super overloaded with this thing. Alright, let's keep trying some of these. We're gonna get better and better as we go, so let's just keep practicing them. Maybe I'm too heavy? I don't think I am. But we're gonna press stop replay, record. We're gonna get everything kind of set up again here. Yeah, that feels better on the pitch. Might be a little too sensitive now, but we'll give it a try. We're getting really knocked down by the wind here. We'll go one notch up a flap. Now, it's kind of hard to tell where my flap actually is. I think it's supposed to be there. Yeah, she just doesn't want to go up. go up. Maybe it's 150 on approach. Maybe someone might have to look up the number. I forget if it's 150 or 100, but this landing is trash. We're gonna reset this one. I'm pretty sure it's 100 on the BM-EP it's called. Why is number 2 not working? Number 2 engine's been weird all day. Number 1 manifold doesn't look good either. There's something odd with these engines today. Oil pressure, cylinder temperature, everything's going nuts. See that? That's strange how this prop lever does not... It doesn't affect the number 2 engine. That seems like a bug. A pretty significant one. Here in a bit, either going to be KMCI or TUL or ICT. Running tower on Batsim if you want to fly some approaches. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I'm just gonna keep resetting. Someone left a wrench in the engine? Yeah. Probably. We focus on 7.4s, and that's really cool, but I'd love to see in the Douglas. Yeah, I mean, I want a 7.4 as well. I really want a 747 personally. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like you go between 30 and down. Like you go 30 for climbing, 50 for descending, and you kind of go like in between those, but I'm not sure.
Flaps 20. Setting flaps 20.
I'm not sure why
20 flaps set.
the prop lever doesn't control
Mixture set.
the RPM of number 2.
Gear up and down. Gear down and locked. 3 lanes. Props. 2400 RPM.
Yeah, see? They all move except for number 2. That's super strange. Alright, well, we're going to see how this goes.
2400 RPM set. Cow flaps. Plus 3 degrees. Cow flaps set. ADI. ADI off. ADI is off. Landing lights. Speed good. Extending lights. Lights extended and on. Carbine.
So we'll flap 50 so we can slow ourselves down.
Before landing checks complete.
set a BMP of 100 on most of the engines anyways. I'm gonna go flap 40. Bring it over to the right a little bit. A little bit of trim. Definitely a super strange airplane to land compared to your, well, compared to the RJ and compared to the airliner type, the new airliners. Very different way to land these airplanes. Very, very different. Someone left a rent. Yeah, I already heard that one. Yeah, I don't know why. That seems like a bug to me that the prop won't control number 2. Really hope you guys are enjoying this stream though. I've never flown DC-6, but I think it's pretty good. I'm not good at flying it, but we're getting better. It's a complete change in how you fly a modern airliner. Does FO fiddle with the flaps and captain controls yoke and throttle? So yeah, I believe the way it works is whoever's pilot flying will say flap 30, and then the pilot monitoring will put down flap 30, and then a pilot flying will say flap 50, and you'll kind of just keep modulating the flap as you do. Let's go ahead and do this. I think this will be a good visual here. Don't know why my zoom is so slow. There we go. And we're gonna press track aircraft. Look, it's not even spinning the right way. Thank you guys for watching, by the way. I really appreciate you guys all being here. Yep, little balloon. Ka-clunk. Yeah, I definitely have to work on the flare. We'll do a couple more of these, and then we'll do some VOR practice as well. I haven't done VORs in a long time. Let's just make sure where our flaps are set to 40 right now. So I think 40 is kind of the midpoint. You kind of go like 40, 40 and 50. Sorry, 40, 50, 30 are kind of the flap settings you kind of run around. Stop, replay, record, record. So basically, if I need more drag, if I need to slow down, I go flap 50. Right now I'm falling like a brick, so I'm gonna go flap 30. Although our speed's good, so I'm gonna go back to flap 40. There we go. Okay, now we need to descend. I'll go flap 50. Power stays where it is. I'll put my camera back on for you guys here if we do it quickly. There you go. Okay, now we're slowing down, so we're gonna go flap 40 again. It's a very, very strange airplane to fly like this. Getting knocked around by the wind right now. Alright, runway's made. Let's go look at the end of the runway here. All the way at the end, we're going to judge our flare. Bring that power back. Still a little rough. I think we can do better. Hold that nose off. The yoke is also super, super heavy. The Moza yoke is really heavy. Shaking basically my whole desk at this point. Watching some of the old videos of reels, DC-6 landings are interesting. Prop liner seems to have a significant nose down approach attitude. Yeah, there's no leading edge slat. So without those leading edge slats that modern airliners have, you're very nose down compared to new airplanes. That was pretty good. We're getting better, guys. It's just practice. I usually do this before I stream. That way I can kind of get a better landing for you. And I did a couple last night, but nowhere near as many as we're doing right now. So I'm just going to keep practicing these. We're falling out of the sky. Let's go ahead and reset that, because that was not a good spawn point to have. We'll set ourselves like this. We'll press stop, replay, record. Like that. We'll flap 30 real quick, just to get a little less drag. There we go. We'll set 100 on the BMEP, roughly around there. I need to descend, so flap 40, flap 50. Resetting my trim. Flap 40. Flap 50 is a lot of flap, so it seems like flap 40 is where it likes it for the most part. I kind of modulate between 30, 40, 50. Have it all kind of trimmed out. We're gonna go nose trim up, flap 50. Alright, eyes to the end of the runway. A little bit of left rudder. Should have started that a little earlier. There we go. Beauty. Let's try it again. Yeah, only thing wrong with that was my nose was not on the, I didn't side slip for drift correction is basically the technical term. I'm sure about a Garmin GPS's D6 is just a crime. No, they use them in real life all the time. The newer ones anyways. But fly it the way you like it. There we go. Now we're starting to get better at it. It seems like flap 50 over the numbers is pretty good as well. This is a pretty difficult airplane to land. If you guys don't own this, I really recommend getting it and trying this out. Try doing the whole flap thing. It's that's the way the Robert Randazzo, the owner of PMDG, in his tutorials back in the day, he used to say that's how you land this thing. Let me get you guys a cool. I'll make a cool short out of this one. Nice. Beauty. Alright, we'll do one last one to see if it wasn't a fluke. This is pretty addicting actually to do this. And then we will go ahead and do the VOR. We'll go flap to flap. We'll start with flap 30 out of the sync here. Stop, replay, record, record. Set 100 on that. Just gonna get a little bit up here. Basically, if the approach is messed up in this thing, it will be really messed up for you. Flap 40. So I'm setting 100 on my BMEP. It's the gauge's top of the engine gauge, as much as I can do. We're at flap 40 right now, a little low. Let's go flap 30. Because I want to climb a little bit. Come over to the right-hand side. Flap 40, touch of power. Flap 50. Yeah, see, if the approach gets messed up at the start, it's not going to be good near the end. Hold her, hold her, hold her. Alright, rudder was still terrible. We'll try that again. Mr. Anderson coming with a $5 dono. It's no Kai TAC, but you get mad credit for the DC-6. Thank you so much, Mr. Anderson. I really appreciate you. This content is specifically for you. I know you like this this type of content. I actually have fun doing this, so if you guys like this, I'll do it more often. I don't mind. How I learn airplanes, my tips and tricks of things. Beauty. The approach sucked and the rudder was off, but the touch was perfect. So now we got to put it all together. So now we're going to set 100 on this. This is the BMEP right here. Now I'm having a bug where my number 2 engine is not affected by the prop lever for some reason. So that one's going to be a little higher. But if we can get some Mr. likes, and if you guys are members of the channel as well, if you guys are members of the channel, we're going to go ahead and give away 5 gifted memberships right now while we wait right here. First of all, if you're a member of the channel, give yourself, or give Mr. Anderson the $sign emoji there. And if you're not a member of the channel, hopefully you win one right now. This is 5 gifted memberships coming to you guys. You've been great viewers, great audience. Thank you so much. And we'll get another 10 to give out next month. Alrighty. Now that you guys are members, you gotta spam those money sign emojis. Put that over there. Alrighty. So let's try this one more time. We have 100 set there. We have flap 30 we'll start off with. So this is the flaps here. So what I'm doing on landing, by the way, guys, is I'm kind of approaching roughly around 40, and then if I start to sink too low, instead of yanking on the pitch, which you could try, but you're gonna go flap 30, and that the flaps will come up. You'll get less drag. Your airspeed's gonna build, and the airplane's gonna come up. Then you're gonna start. If you're gonna start to go too far up, you go flap 40, and if you need a lot of drag, you go to flap 50 all the way down. So we're gonna start at flap 30 on this approach for the time being. Somewhere around there. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2 is 30. All right, so flap 30 is set. We're gonna set 100 BMEP there. I'm gonna lessen my Moza yoke torque just a little bit. It's a little strong. And we're gonna get rid of G-force. All right, save that. We're gonna go ahead and press stop replay. Our speed's in a pretty good state. We'll set a little bit of nose up trim. Stop replay, record. There we go. So basically we're living good right now. We're a little high, everything's going fine. We're 120 knots, we want to get a little slower, so I'm gonna go flap 40. And that allowed me to go a little slower and get the nose and descend still. That's the main goal here. Don't really need flap 50 just yet. We're still looking good. I'm gonna go flap 50 over the numbers. So now I'm needing a lot of nose up. I'll go flap 30. Maybe a touch of power. Just a little bit. Oh, too much trim. And we're gonna go flap 40. Flap 50. Looking all the way down the end of the runway now. Power's starting to come out a little bit. Left rudder. Harder touchdown, better nose. I'm gonna have to change my rudder sensitivity because it's way off. Oh, it's actually, there's nothing in there. It just doesn't do anything. Let's add a little bit of positive curve for once. I've never had to do that before, but it's a very, very stiff rudder. Let's make sure it's assigned. Okay, I have been using the rudder. Good. But yeah, very, very interesting airplane to land. I know I keep saying I'll do one more, but I just love doing this. It's a ton of fun doing this kind of stuff. I'm gonna go flap 30 again. Alrighty. I'll wait for my speed to build up. Let's add a little bit more power. Approach around 120 knots, and then we'll... How is the speed not building any quicker? Anyways. There we go. Set this back to 100. Roughly. We'll press stop replay, record. There we go. Let's just get that airspeed back up. I'm gonna set 120 on the BMEP. It might be that. Combination of rudder and aileron together at the same time, if you can do it. Looking like flap 30 is working out quite well. I'm going to go a little nose trim up, flap 40, just to get my speed a little bit further down. And we're making the runway here. Runway's made, flap 50. Cut it on the BMEP. Reducing the power, looking way at the end. Starting the nose up just a little bit. Take the power out. Rudder. Hold that aileron input in. Yeah, it seems like the rudder doesn't really do a whole lot. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and stop replay. We'll do one more replay of this to watch. And then we'll go ahead and do some VOR practice in it. What time is it? Alright, 2 o'clock. Some of the best content, real pilots demonstrating concepts in technique and flight sim, all well live and answering questions from around the world. It's genuinely incredible and fun. Well, I appreciate that, my friend. I'm having a good time doing it, so as long as you're having fun, I'm having fun. There we go. That was the stick shaker. You see what we're stalling there? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and press stop replay. We're going to go and bring the gear up and bring the power way up to about 200 aside. Flap 20. Faster. We're going to go flap 0. Move my entire desk flying this airplane. She is a handful, this airplane. She is a handful. Beautiful plane, though. Especially if you like yank and bank them. Get like a nice like. Alright, so first things first, let's climb up a little bit higher, and we're just going to set the autopilot on to just kind of hold roughly this on pitch. A little bit more nose up. Somewhere around there is good. Alright, we're going to click gyro pilot. It's already on. Autopilot. It's holding the heading. It's holding our climb. Probably have to nose down, so I'm going to go nose down just a little bit. Turn the camera off for the time being. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and practice some VOR intercept stuff. So right now we're tuned into the let's tune into the other VOR, the one a little bit further away. Let's go to 114.9. What we have to do is we have to get onto the 150 radial. So right now, if we were going to go direct, let me just make them both just so it's easier for me. If we were going to go direct, it's a heading of 270 to go direct to the station right there. What you want to do to know where you are is try to find your radial first. So I'm going to keep spinning this until we get a from flag, and I center it. Oh, you know what? It's probably not in. Boop. There you go. Localizer mode. And we're about to be at 2,000 feet, so I'll have us level off shortly. But yeah, if your VOR needle's not working, make sure you're in V-lock down there. I'm just going to set it to hold altitude. I'll give it a couple seconds, and we're just going to press our altitude level off button. So a little bit longer. Right about there. We're going to go nose down. Oop, I missed it. Nose down and altitude control. Close enough. All right, so we're going to find our radial, which is going away from the station. We're going to center it up. All right, so Right now, we're on the 080 radial from the station. It means we're off to the east of the station. To go direct to the station, I'd have to go fly west. That kind of makes sense, right? If I'm east of the station, if I keep flying east and I'm east of the station, I'll just be flying away from the station. I'll be going away from it forever, right? The only way to fly east to the station from this position is fly all the way this way east across the entire globe to come all the way back around. So to get back to that station, I'd have to fly west. I'd have to fly these numbers down here. So if I wanted to fly direct to the station, obviously it tells you right here, direct to the station right now is 265, we'll call it. No, sorry, 255. So what we can go ahead and do is we're just going to go ahead and turn all the way. Let's take a left-hand turn all the way around to heading of just roughly 250, and then we'll fix ourselves up. So I'm gonna go change all this around. We'll start with a heading of, or a radial to 45, and this is gonna change as we turn. We're just gonna go direct to the station, and if you guys want to see that, I can bring it up here and I'll show you it here. Direct AFI, enter. Direct track 248. Pretty close, right? 250. That's direct track. This is the station here. We're east of the station. We have to fly west to get to the station. Now, we want to intercept the 150 radial. Now, you can actually click OBS mode. You can see that here. And I forgot how to use it, but you should be able to... Oh, yeah, it's with this. So, OBS, and then you can actually change... Oops. You can actually change that radial with this. If I set this to 150... This is what 150 looks like right there. Pretty cool, right? I should probably tell this thing to stop turning. Turn back to the right a little bit. We're all just going to slow down. A lot of it. I don't know if that made sense to you guys, but that's kind of how I like to think of it as. So we're flying basically direct to the station. Here you go. You can see we're basically direct. And we want to intercept the 150 radial. So as soon as, in this case, as soon as we pass the VOR, because we're basically really close to it, actually we're 18 miles away, so we can intercept on a 45, but in terms of an approach, it wouldn't work. So let me show you the approach chart. Let's see if I can bring it up. I can't bring it up, but we're doing the VOR runway 7 originally, and we have to be on a heading. We have to be on that radial for only 2 miles, so I can't intercept at a 45 at this point. But and if you can see here, right now we're actually intercepting the 150 radial at a 90-degree angle. So 150, the lines to the right, we have to pick headings to the right, and you can see at 90. It's 240, and we're basically doing that right now. So we're intercepting this this radial at a 90, which is typically what you want to do if it's an outbound. If it's an inbound, it's usually at a 45, but from memory anyways. I don't remember a lot of this stuff. If you don't use it in aviation, you'll lose it, and I haven't used a VOR in my daily job in the RJ in 3 years. The last time I used a VOR was one of the initial sims. That's about it. By the way, before the stream end, can we check out the night lighting? Thanks. Yeah, for sure. Let me get the lights up here. See if I remember where they are. That's actually a good point. One of them's right here, I think. Compass stuff, main panel light, all that kind of stuff. Radial panel. All right, let's go ahead and turn the lights, or the nighttime lighting on. Can't speak anymore. Let's change the time. So the lights. That's that red light up there. Lighting isn't the best in these old airplanes. but it's what you got, right? And I'm sure there's more that I'm missing. It seems like it's not working. See that how it glitches? Like a red flashing light. I don't think that's a beacon. How far do we got to go? 8 miles, 3 minutes. She's a beauty. Absolute beauty. Alright, what I'm gonna do is preset this guy again to 146. You know what? Let's say we actually want to do a hold. So let's say we want to hold inbound on the 150 radial. So the outbound is 330. That'll actually be direct. Let's not do that. Let's say outbound on the 150 radial. That actually gets, let's see, so, yeah, basically direct. So inbound, basically do a parallel entry if I'm not mistaken, or an offset entry actually would be. Probably has a hold function to be honest, but yeah, let's do that. Let's back up, give ourselves some more, because I don't want to fly all the way. We'll give ourselves a hold. I'll explain it as best I can. Pause. Get Paint 3D up and running. I don't know if Paint... I don't know if it will let me stream Paint. I tried this before. Window capture... Microsoft Paint. Yeah, see how it just gets... See how I can't draw? Kind of sucks, but I have a different theory. I have a different way to do this. I can, there you go. There's Chrome right there. So, we're right here. Let's go track up. Okay, I can't go track up. Bring up the approach chart because I can't draw, I don't think, on this type. Oh wait, can I draw? No, I can't draw. So I'll bring up the approach chart just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is where we are. We're going here. Right, AFI-VOR. And then I'm going to change what we're going to do, but what we were doing originally, where, especially at the beginning of our first approach into Brussels, we're going to fly here, pick up the 150 radial outbound, and then at 2.1 miles DME, we start a left-hand turn inbound to the runway. That's that approach. Okay, that's what we were doing, and then Brussels approach came on and ruined it. But right now, we're going to try to do a hold. So right now, we're east of the field, and let's say we want to hold inbound on the 150 radial. So hold an inbound on the 150. Bring my marker out. Actually, that'd basically be... I'll bring my IFR notes. No, that'd be an offset. So the trick to this is drawing it the right way. It can get a little confusing, but inbound on the 150 radial, roughly the radial, roughly 150 is something like that. So we want to hold inbound on that radial. The hold, if it's a standard hold, would look like that, if I'm not mistaken. Taco's here to fix me, but basically we can pretty much do it direct. Kind of just do that. So that would be the easiest one really to do. I guess technically it's no, yeah, direct would be the easiest one I had to do. So let's say we change it up. Taco, you tell me if I'm doing this right because I haven't done this in a long time. Oh, let's say brief. So let's say we want to hold inbound on the 330 radial. Well, the 330 radial is roughly around here, right? And we want to hold inbound on that radial. So that would look like right turn would look like that. Right? So we got to get ourselves to this spot right here. Now the way to enter this, the really easy way, well, the one trick to always holding and how to enter the hold is no matter what you do, whenever you get to the fix and you got to join the entry, you always want to stay on the protected side. This is the protected side. You do not want to be turning on the non-protected side. So let me undo that. So if you guys have figured it out by now, good for you. If you haven't, the easiest way to do this would be two ways actually. You can pretty much do an offset or a parallel. Either one would actually kind of work. I actually tend to like the parallel a little bit better, but the parallel entry would look kind of like this. So you hit the fix, you turn right, you parallel the outbound or the inbound course for about, in this airplane, probably about 30 seconds. And then you start a rate 1 left-hand turn all the way back around direct to the fix. And then you start your hold. Let me draw that again. I'm going to draw a better hold, and I'm going to draw the entry in a different color. So we'll say it looks like this, right? We'll make the entry green. So we're direct to the fix. This is called a parallel entry because you're paralleling your inbound. Right? Turn right. Go out for about 30 seconds. Then a big sweep and left turn, direct back to the fix. And then you start your hold. And then you go around in circles. Right? That's how that kind of works. That's a parallel entry. The other option you can do, and it should work in this case as well, is an offset entry. So probably work better if you're coming from this way on the offset. Let me change the color. How do you see yellow? Not that good either. Purple? That's good. The offset would kind of work a little better if you're coming from that way, but hit the fix, and then you're gonna take, I believe it was 30 degrees off of the outbound heading. So in this case, 330, the opposite of 330 is 0, no, what am I talking about? Is 150. So that's this way. So 130 left of this is 120. So you're going to hit the fix, and then you're going to turn a heading of 120, 120 for about 30 seconds, and then you start a right-hand turn all the way back. That's an offset entry. That would work in this case too. We're going to try the parallel entry first, and then we're going to do the offset entry. That's what I'm going to practice. I haven't done this in a long time, so this might go well, this might go bad. We'll see how this goes. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. He says, for those who are interested in VR, that's it. Mike says YouTube still hates me. Alrighty. This is so cool. You like the Sanderson? Sweet, sweet. Is there a test at the end? There's no test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my inbound here. Oh, we're paused. Okay, we'll just let it fly straight. We'll set 330 up here. That's what I want the inbound to be, but I want to fly direct to the station. So let's first go ahead. We'll swap that back so they all match up. Airspeed's crazy high. Let's get this airspeed down. Don't need to be fast in a hold. There's no point. And we're just going to press... actually, let's do this. Just so I can make it go direct a little easier. And localizer. Now I can just go direct to the VOR. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to do the parallel entry. Again, guys, what we're going to do... Bring up that chart again for you. You guys can see it here. Maybe make it a little smaller. I'm going to clear all this text out. What we're going to do is fly directly to the fix. I'm going to speed up a tiny bit here. I'll draw on it. Where's my draw? We're going to fly to the fix. Turn the opposite direction of the way we want to hold. The way we want to hold is 330. So what I'm going to do is put that back in gyro pilot mode. Turn this to 330. Okay, so we're going to turn the opposite direction of that. It's going to be 150. And we're going to turn right, heading of 150. Sorry, I'm drawing this hold wrong. See, I knew I was catching myself somewhere. Yes, my mistake. I'm going to do this all over again. Let's bring this up. I need taco here, see? This is inbound on the 3-3. Let's bring this up again. So let's go ahead and do this again. So this would have been inbound on the 330. That makes more sense, right? What I drew was inbound on the 150. That's inbound on 150. Does that make sense? That's 150. That's 330. That makes a lot more sense now. So let me re-explain all of this. See, I caught myself. This is why it's really good to draw this stuff out if you haven't done it in a long time. It makes a lot more sense when you draw it. And because I was just about to fly, and I'm like, wait a minute, turning right to 1.5 doesn't give me 1.5, it gives me 3.3. So I drew that backwards, right? You can see that here. If I turn right, I'm heading north. I'm not heading south. So I drew it backwards. Let's do it again. Drawing it correctly is key. So if I want to hold inbound on the 150 radial, flying inbound to the station, south is about there. So that's roughly 150. Let's get rid of that line. It'll look kind of like this. Hit the fix, start a turn. I drew the hold correctly, I drew the numbers incorrectly. So, like that is 150, that's a 5. And like this is 330. Okay, now same situation, only different numbers. I can join the fix two ways. I can hit the fix, parallel the course, come back around and do this, right? I can do that, or I can hit the fix, take 30 degrees off of this heading, which is still 120. No, sorry, off of this heading. You want off the outbound heading. So that'd be 300 degrees. All right, fly 300, and then come back and do the fix like that. There's two different ways you can do that. As long as you stay on this side of the hold, you're golden. You do not want to be turning on this side of the hold, if that makes sense. So the first one we're going to do is the green. We're going to hit the fix. We're going to fly 330. We're going to fly this heading. We're going to fly that outbound heading for about 30 seconds, and then we'll come back around and come back in. How am I calculating 30 seconds, you might add? Let me go and actually just redraw this. Actually, we'll keep it like that. I'll bring it a little smaller in the corner. Hopefully you guys can see that. So wait, how am I calculating 30 seconds? Well, you want a minute in this in these holds. Depends on how big your hold is. Some holds have like a published distance. This one doesn't, but sometimes they say they have a range of how far you want to go out. And if you don't have DME, which in this case we do, we have distance in this case. But if let's say you didn't have distance, you can use time as a form of distance. So I'm going 140 knots ground speed wise. And it should tell me my ground speed menu. Change field. Let's change this. GS. So I'm going 167 knots ground speed. 67. Anyways, I'm sorry. Let's just hold clear. And one over. There we go. 167 knot ground speed. So the easiest way to do this is if you're going 60 knots across the ground, that's 1 mile every minute. All right, nice and simple. So if you're doing a 1 minute hold, or if you're doing a 1 minute each leg, which that's a normal standard hold, is 1 minute each leg. You just do 1 minute outbound and then turn because you're doing 60 knots. But we're doing, I'm gonna turn OBS off. We're doing 167 knots. So 60 knots is 1 mile a minute. 90 knots is about a mile and a bit in a minute. 120 knots is 2 miles a minute. So we're at 100. We're 40 knots fast. We're probably about 2.5 to 3 miles every minute. So 30 seconds, if you cut that in half, will be about 1.5 miles that we're going outbound for. So that's kind of how you calculate that. If you need to calculate how far you're going outbound in distance-wise, if you didn't have distance, you can do that in time. It's kind of the easy way to do it. In a Cessna, you can just slow down and it makes it easy. But anyways, we're going to be doing this. Oops, I'm drunk. And I got rid of it. Approach. We're going to hit the fix. We're going to turn right to heading a 330, which checks out with our gauges here. Turn right to 330. And then we're going to go and continue our hold. So we're going to unpause there. We are now flying again. How are you guys enjoying this? Hopefully you're liking it. Hey, I had to do some trolling. Sorry for leaving the chat. I'm back. No trolling. Flight Noob. Hello, Flight Noob. Welcome up. Thanks so much for stopping by. We're doing some DC-6 holding right now. Practicing some VOR. Haven't done VOR stuff in quite a long time, so it's a refresher for me. Hopefully someone else is learning something as well. We're going to slow this airplane right back again. Is 330? Yes, there you go. That is correct. We're going to do the 330 outbound first, and then we're going to come back around for 150. Good little arrows there. 6-7 tutorial return ruined. That's it. Yeah, the sim is paused. We were just doing some stuff there. So I'll bring this back up so you guys can see. So here we are right there, about to hit the fix, right? So as soon as we get the needle's gonna give me a little from flag, it's gonna change here. You're gonna see it start to flip. It's gonna happen any second here. We got 2 miles to go. All right, we're holding our heading. Gonna increase my power just a little bit to hold our speed here. Okay, 1.7 miles. The VOR is gonna be going under us. Might be able to even see it. It looks like a little sombrero hat. Be probably somewhere around there. Still got a mile to go. Notice this is changing, so it's about to flip on us. 0.5 of a mile. You want to get to the protected side of the zone. You don't want to. You want to be turning on the non-protected side. There's the frontal, or not the frontal passage. There's the needle passage. We're going to turn to the right. Heading of 330. Oh, not that way. Into the wrong autopilot direction. Now, obviously, you can hand fly all this if you so desired to. Now, these needles are going to lie to you a little bit because we're still really close to the VOR. So now we're on this outbound leg. You'd start a timer for about 30 seconds or so, whatever you'd want to do. And you want these turns to be rate 1. I don't know if this gives you a rate 1 turn indicator anywhere. I'm not too sure. I don't think it does. There is a way to calculate rate 1, and I've completely forgotten that formula. And now we're on this outbound leg here. And now we're going to go ahead and turn inbound to the fix. We're going to go all the way, big left-hand turn, all the way back direct to the fix. All the way back to direct to the fix. So we're going to be doing this. If you're watching the map at the top left, we're doing, where's my marker? We're doing this. That's what we're about to do. And this is called a parallel entry into the hold. So that's why when people say, oh, this airplane can't do a hold, this airplane doesn't model to do a hold, the CRJ can't do a hold, anything can do a hold. You can do it by math or by instrument. You can do it like this. It just won't, you just can't program a hold. But you can do a hold as long as you know how to do a hold. Does take a lot of practice, that's for sure. So now we're going direct to the fix. I'm going to stop my turn as soon as we get direct right there. You can see we're actually turning quite well on my drawing there. And we're going to roll the wings level. I was a little delayed on that. And the autopilot's a little slow on that as well. So we'll just go back direct to the fix. Honestly, it's probably easier to hand fly this one. And now we're flying nice and straight and level. Direct back to the fix. Right, you guys can see it there. It's actually like perfect on the drawing. I wasn't even looking at it, but it was perfect. And we're just going to come all the way back around. And as soon as we get the needle passage, we're going to turn to the right. We have 1 mile to go. Just about a minute to go there. There's our ground speed right there, actually 131 knots. So we have a headwind going this way, and we have a tailwind going outbound. So I might make the outbound leg about 40 seconds, and that'll make the inbound leg about a minute. All right, about to get the frontal, or the I keep saying the frontal passage. About to get the station passage. Bring that to ET. We can start our timer like that. Okay, good. We have a timer now. So there it goes. We're about to flip from to 2, just passing over the station now. We're going to start our right turn, and we're going to click our timer. If I remember how to do it. There we go. And I've got way too fast. It's going to reduce our speed there. And we're going to an outbound heading of 330. So we're at about 30 seconds, and we're about halfway down the turn. So this is roughly a rate 1 turn, maybe a little less. Rate 1 is 180 degrees in 1 minute. So in theory, it should take another 30 seconds to get over to the 330. How much fuel do we have? I haven't even paying attention to that. Oh, we're still good. We got tons. Coming up on a minute, so my rate 1 turn was a little late. I'm not turning steep enough. That's okay. Let's go ahead and roll out. Pretty close though. Now, obviously, you can do this on autopilot, but you can hand fly all of this. So now we're gonna go out for a minute. We'll call it. Actually, we're gonna go out for 40 seconds. Stop that turn about an hour, minute 10. So when this reaches about a minute 45 is when I'm going to go ahead and turn another right turn. I'm going to get rid of this because it's going to, whoops. There you go. My rough directions were wrong, but got close to my rough directions. There's minute 45. We're going to go ahead and turn right. I think I'm holding a little too tight, but you can kind of correct it as you go. Slow down a little bit there. And now the goal is to get back on this radial. So I'll probably go to a heading of 30 until we're back on the radial there. But yeah, I'm sticking in way too close to this VOR. I'm sticking in way too close. That hold did not work at all. I did a pretty, I think a pretty piss poor job at that. But that's the theory behind it. I'm actually going to hand fly one, and that way will make it better. So let's go ahead and turn the autopilot off. Gyro pilot off as well. We'll reset this back to the center just so in case I need it again. And we'll go hand fly this thing in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset myself somewhere over here. Just going to bring myself all the way around roughly to that radial. Somewhere like this. Kinda. I wish the timer was somewhere closer. But anyways. So we're gonna hit this. This is gonna be a direct entry. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna hit the station, fly straight, and just start right in our turn. So I'm gonna reset our timer. And the goal is to have 4 minutes once you reach the station again. I don't know why it's not resetting. Maybe I will use the autopilot. It's gonna be a little difficult to do that timer by clicking it. There we go. I'll put altitude control on. Okay, we got 1.4 miles to go. I'd really like to reset. Oh, it reset now. That's interesting. All right, whatever. It resets in real life pretty easily. All right, so it's gonna be direct entry. We're just gonna hit the fix. We're gonna start turning to the right, and we're gonna start our timer. So once we're in the bank, I forgot a big crucial step actually, which I should have mentioned. I won't mention it here. So here comes station passage. All right, that's all normal. A little bit of extra power here, just tiny bit. We're flipping to the flag over there. We'll go ahead and start our turn. We're gonna start our timer. And this just kind of lets us know if we're on track. So we should reach roughly 90 degrees in 30 seconds. And from there I can tell if we're turning too tight or too steep. Right now it looks like we're turning pretty much on pace. There's 330 right there. So coming up at 90 now, we're at 30 seconds. So we're on pace for a rate 1 turn. A rate 1 turn is 180 degrees in 1 minute. Actually, it's 2 minutes. 360 degrees in 2 minutes, sorry. All the way around, complete 360 in 2 minutes. Okay, let's stop my turn before I forget about that. A little bit that way, and then a little bit to the center, just so it's a bit quicker about it. Okay, now we're going to look for the station passage again, and then we're going to reset our timer. So let's bring the power up a little bit there. I'm going to reset this. Don't know why it takes so long. Okay. We're just past the station again, and we'll start it. So this is how I know the station was when it's going from here to here. The station's in front of us, to the side of us. Now it's starting to go behind us. So now we're going to start this outbound leg for about 45 seconds as our ground speed's gone. Ground speed's 120 knots, so 2 miles every minute. So we'll go to about 45. And then we're going to start a right-hand turn. Little bit more power, tiny bit. It's easier in real life, I'll tell you right now, because you can don't have to look around and move your mouse and all that stuff. So start a right-hand turn. And now we're looking to get back on the radial. I'm turning a little too steeply, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell him to knock it off a little bit. Here comes that radial inbound. We'll steepen up that bank. We'll hold it for here for a little bit, and then we'll squeeze on up. Notice how we got the line nice and close. Oh, it didn't level off in time. That's okay. Yeah, again, it's easier to do this manually, but I'm gonna go just a little left of where we want to be, and then we'll come back to the right. All right, I'll just go gyro pilot, autopilot. Thank you. And we'll do this manually. But now we're going to get station passage again, so we'd basically start our hold again. and you just keep going around in circles. 0.6 of a mile or so. There's the station passage right there. So we're going to start our right-hand turn. All the while doing this level, but that timer doesn't want to reset. We're going to get back up to 2,000 feet. There we go. Timer reset there. And again, we're looking to be at the 2:40 mark, roughly at 30 seconds. So we're a little early. I'm going to lessen my turn just a little bit here. Very important to turn rate 1 when you're doing this kind of stuff. Now we'll continue our turn in. Should reach it at about a minute. We're a little early. .2,000 feet's coming back up nicely. Rolling wings level for 330. All right, you also got to play the wind as well. You might have to turn a little left of the outbound, a little right of the outbound, depending on the wind. You don't want to be dragged in or out of the hold either, so you got to play the wind a little bit as well. All right, we'll go to about until it says 2 minutes. Maybe actually until it says 210 or so, 205. Sorry, I'm reading the comments here. Are you flying an ADF approach? Hot damn. No, we're doing a VOR hold practice and tutorial thing. That's the name of it. All right, 145. How do you know the wind direction is valued during a hold, and how correct for it? Thanks. So wind direction, a couple things you can do. One, you can use a local METAR if you have the ability to use that. Two, you can kind of use your ground speed a little bit. If I know that we have a tailwind on this side, because on this side we're doing 194 knots, and I'm only doing 170 or so. So we have about a 20 knot tailwind going this way. So I'm going to go a lot further on my downwind path and a lot faster on my downwind path than I am on my inbound. Now direction, the only way you can really find that, other than like having a METAR report, GPS might give it to you. Some say to use trees. You can look at the direction of trees or wind on a river if you can see the waves on a river. But without an actual hard fact number, it's a little tricky. Just turning it all into the right. I'm gonna pick up about a 120 heading or so until we get the line coming on inbound. Oh, climbing a little bit. Nose down on that. So this is about to redirect at 150. I'm just going to keep this turn coming around like this. It looks like it's working quite okay. You can see that line's coming on in. We're going to hold at about a 130 heading until that line gets a little closer. As soon as it starts to touch the white tip of the donut, we'll continue the rest of the turn inbound there. So it's touching there. Let's start that right turn. 150. It's better to do it hand flying. The autopilot does a pretty bad job of it, to be honest. So I'm hand flying this, and now we're dead on 150 inbound again. And you just keep going around and around and around and around and around and around. That's how you kind of do the holds. That's how you do hold entry and holds. Reteaching myself while teaching you guys. It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't teach it incorrectly. So notice how I went to 150. I'm going to pause. This is a good learning moment here. Notice I went to 150, it was dead on, and all of a sudden now, we're still 3 miles back or so it's not drifting because we're far, or we're close. I went to 150 and then needle started to move. That, and it's going, we're saying we're left of track. So that's telling me that the wind is, let's see, we had a tailwind going that way. Now we have a headwind coming this way. And we're getting blown to the left. So the wind is going to be from this direction, if that makes sense. We're getting blown that way. Flying this direction, we have a slower ground speed. We're at 170 on the knots there. Let's see. 60, 70. Actually, it's kind of a crosswind, really. It's about the same. Not really a head or a tailwind, so it's probably about, I'd say, the wind is coming from this direction, about 240 would be my best guess. Now, the only way I can try to figure that out to see if I'm kind of close and correct is, let's see if there's an airport nearby. I don't think there really is, other than Brussels. Let's check Brussels real quick. Sometimes the wind changes, though. Yeah, Brussels isn't really showing what I'm thinking. I wonder if the GPS gets new wind. It has to, right? Somewhere. I haven't used one of these in a while, but let's see if we can find it. Hold clear. Okay, next page, next page. Bearing distance, ETA, ground speed, waypoint, track. First of all, let's zoom in a little bit. Go on. It shouldn't do that, by the way. When I go like this, it shouldn't have ETE here. I should be able to go to the next... I should be able to go to this page right there. It shouldn't do this. So that, I believe, is a bug. Change fields. Enter, 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 enter. Yeah, see? Stop. There we go. Got it. Next one, standby traffic, da-da-da. Vertical descent. Yeah, there's no... No, there's no way. It has to give me wind somewhere. Well, anyways, that's the way you can figure out the wind, is determine headwind or tailwind, and then when you get to your heading, that you're like, when you get to the inbound or the outbound heading and your needle starts to drift left or right, you can just fix it up on that. So now I need to know, to maintain a 150 inbound, I'll have to fly roughly around here to actually maintain this, if that makes sense. And let's go back and do a landing here. So what we're going to do, I'll show you guys this real quick. We're going to exit this VOR on a radial of 150. So basically we're going to fly straight until a DME of 2.1. Make this a little bigger so you guys can see. And then we're going to take a left-hand turn and grab the 078 radial or bearing inbound. So let's go ahead and change our number 2 to the VOR that's in approach, which is 114.6. So 14.6 is inputted there. And basically, when I unpause, I want to see the big giant needle once I pass the first VOR. It's going to be pointing roughly around there. There it goes. See? So we're going to keep flying straight. Keep flying straight. Actually, this will be another good learning moment here. If I pause real quick, go back to this chart. So we're going to keep flying straight, as I said, 2.1 DME, take a left-hand turn, intercept the 078 inbound, and then descent-wise, once we get to 8.6 DME, we start a 3-degree descent. Now, you might be wondering, well, how do you calculate a 3-degree descent? There's no way to get a glide slope. 2 ways to do it. One way, you can just use the chart. Ground speed right here. We'll say roughly on approach, we'll be doing 120 knots, roughly. Something like that. Maybe, yeah, 120, maybe even slower. So they're calling for 600 feet a minute. So once you get 8.6, I'm going to start nosing down at roughly 600 feet a minute. You can use this, or you can just do the quick old math way. It's very, very simple though. It's math I can do. So we're going to come over here. You take your ground speed, which is currently 180 knots. So take your ground speed. If you don't have ground speed, you can use indicated and kind of round up or down your best guess. But 180 divided by 2, you get 90. Add a 0 at the end of 90 is 900 feet per minute. Now, obviously, this is us going fast. When we start slowing down, it'll be more in the 600 to 700 feet, 7 feet per minute range. So go ahead and unpause. We're going to start getting slower as well. Whoop, too much trim. Too much trim. Alright, here comes the station passage shortly for the first VOR. You can see right there, we're passing the first VOR. Alrighty. Now, once we get to 2.1 on this range that's currently ticking on up, we're going to turn left. Chart back in the corner here for you. Kind of turned into a tutorial stream. I didn't really intend for that to happen, but that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna preset this to 078 for later. There's 1.8 on the distance, so we can start our turn basically now, and I'm gonna throw the next VOR in 114.9. Starting a nice left-hand turn on our AFE, we're going to tell them in range.
Turbine. Normal. Fuel booster pumps. On low. Fuel tank selectors.
To maintain 2,000 feet, we're currently at 14 miles. We got to get to 8.6 to start our descent.
No smoking signs. On. In-range checks complete.
Nice. Alright, I overshot a little bit, so we'll come a little bit more to the left. Maximum 30-degree bank. Roll out around just left of it, so we'll get back. I see some pappies up front. You can see our runway is right there. And it is a slant approach. It's not a approach where you're dead center, so this is how it's supposed to look. Currently at 13 miles, we're still doing okay. Bring my power back a wee bit. And I'm gonna tell him before
Flaps
landing.
20. Setting flaps 20.
Sorry guys, I'll bring the chat back up.
20 flaps set. Mixtures rich, please. Auto rich. Mixtures set. Gear up and down, please. Gear up and
067
down.
FPM. Bring that gear up and down. Airplane all stabilized again. Interesting. Sorry, I'm trying to read these comments. Let me pause. Okay, I do want to read your comments here, guys, in case I missed anything. So I'm just going to pause real quick. Find a noob story about that Mr. thing, but it says very interesting exercise. I'm keen to learn these myself. Yeah, they're quite fun to do. Quite fun to practice. I love the makeshift navigation radios in these old planes. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool one. Very, very different, that's for sure. And it says, forgive me, how did you determine the offset angle entering the hold and while entering the parallel inbound crossing and going out to do different altitude traffic? Traffic and altitude won't really be your concern. That'll be more of ATC's type deal. But for the how I entered it or how I determined it, it's you just kind of make it up. So in real life, when you get a hold clearance, they'll tell you you're cleared to enter, you know, inbound on the 150 radial. Sorry, they'll probably say go direct to the Alf Gilgem. I don't even pronounce that, but go direct to that VOR. Clear to inbound hold on the 150 radial. They'll probably say, if they don't mention speed, it's your discretion. There's maximum holding speeds as well at certain altitudes, and then they'll give you an altitude to hold at. They might give you a reason for the hold, maybe not sure, but they'll give you all that information. So it's up to you to determine how you're going to enter. So like right now, if they gave me, let's say the same thing, the 150 inbound hold, I'm right here. The first thing, part of the clearance is direct to the station. So that's the first part of the clearance. Let me draw the hold for you. Make this a little bigger, you guys can see. So the 150 inbound would look like this. Right? It's pretty badly drawn, but that's how it would look. Go back to green. So the first part of the hold clearance, so they would say go direct to the station and then cleared inbound hold on the 150 radial. So direct to the station, and then I have to enter this. How do I get to that part? There's two options from this point of view. The easiest way to do this, if you don't know as well, is when we're flying, it's kind of hard to do like this because you can't envision it, but it'll be either a parallel or an offset. So there's two ways I can do it. I can hit the fix, turn outbound, paralleling my inbound course, come back around and go in, and that's what we demonstrated earlier. Or you can do an offset, which is basically take 20 or 30 degrees off this heading, roughly 120. Sorry, let me back up. Take 30 degrees off of the outbound heading. The outbound heading is 330, so you'd be going 300 this way, 300, about 30 seconds, and then you come all the way back around. There's different entries. I would look up a hold entry video. It'd be probably better to watch, but look up direct entry. It'll show you the direct entry, parallel entry, and offset, or some people call it the teardrop. Those are the three entries you can do. All right, let's go ahead and unpause. We've got our field in sight out there. Let's go ahead and start flight recorder as well. Might as well. Gears coming on down. We're at still 11 miles to go. What a beauty. What a beautiful plane. You need to check with your CFI though. I think the hold is marked on chart, so ATC. Yeah, they might even say hold is published. They could say hold is published as well.
2400 RPM set. Cow flaps. +3 degrees. Cow flaps set. ADI. ADI off. ADI is off. Landing lights. Speed good. Extending lights. Lights extended and on. Carbine. Carbine cold. Set cold.
Okay, in 1 mile we're going to start our descent.
Checks complete.
If I can fly a DC-6 and you can fly anything. Exactly, my friend. Definitely going to have to watch this some other time and take in all the hold training. Yeah, survey. I actually have a video on my channel explaining all this. No one's really watched it, but let's start a descent here. But it's a whole video on my channel explaining hold entries and how to do it in any airplane. It works in any airplane that you fly. We went flap 30. Starting our descent, roughly 500 to 600 feet per minute. I'm gonna go flap 50. Just to help out with the descent a little bit right now. We're right on that 078 course, and then we're just going to visually adjust at the end. This is the VOR runway 7 approach into Brussels. If you guys want to pull up the chart, feel free to do that. We'll go flap 40 now. I'll bring my controls back up for you. And we're going to go flap 30. So I was explaining earlier how we land this airplane, how we fly this airplane, at least in the sim from what I've seen, is they don't change power setting, they actually change flap setting, which is super, super strange. They try to keep 100 BMEP across all the board. My number 2 engine is being weird this whole flight, but disregard that part. So basically, if I need to descend, I'll take a little bit of, I'll take more flap in, or flap out, I guess, more flap. If I need to climb, I'll reduce my flap. Let's go flap 20. Well, I think that actually made that worse, but I think it's between 30s and 40s is where you really do most of the changing around of flap. You don't really go back to 20. Add a tad of power. Gonna correct to the right a little bit. So now I need to descend. We'll just push the nose over just a little bit of trim. There we go. Just notice the cameras are completely off where they're supposed to be looking. Just move that over there. There you go. Oh, I don't have my wheels locked. That's okay. There we go. Now we're going to start fighting the wind. Getting a little high, flat 40. Flat 30. That sun is not fun to play with. Alright, flat 40. Flat 50. Looking all the way at the end of the runway. And the power back. Really super hard. That was probably the worst landing of today. And a bounce. We got to do that again. We got to do that again. We'll just do the last little bit. That flap 30 to start. 100 BMP. Stop. Record. It's a very hard airplane to land in terms of the whole power for the flap thing. It's really strange. And like, look how much elevator. Nothing happens to this airplane with elevator. It's kind of interesting. Might be my profile that's off, maybe. Potentially. Alright, flat 50. Eyes to the end, getting blinded, power back. Start flaring. Tiny bounce. Yeah, can't land it anymore. I can fly holding it though. I'm having fun doing this though. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Set it up there, set it up there. Wait for my speed to come back up a little bit. No worries, Anderson. Do you think the aero pilots preferred to hand fly as there was less trust in autopilot? 100%. Oh, I believe that 100%. They would just use the autopilot in cruise. Stop, replay, record. All right, and if you feel like you're getting high and fast, you can get set a different flap setting in, but I think we're doing A-okay around here right now. Flat 40. Flat 50. Nope. I can't get a visual. Oh, maybe I was sitting the wrong way. Can't get a visual for how high the airplane is off the ground. This would be a beauty to fly in real life because at least you have the 3D perspective. But in 2D, especially with sun in your face, it's very hard to tell where the tires are gonna hit, when and where. we go. I was sitting in the wrong spot. A little bit of a bounce though still. Maybe I'm approaching too quick. Let's see if I pull up. Look, oh, look how sluggish. Kind of comes up that much. But that was not smart. She's gonna fall out of the sky here. There we go. We gotta work this airplane. There we go. We'll stop with that one. We're gonna end the stream there, guys. I gotta get going. I do have people coming over, believe it or not. And I'll have to clean up the place just a little bit. We'll go ahead and set our reviews here, replays. This is a pretty long stream. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I might not do the stream later tonight, depending how I feel after I did. I wasn't expecting this one to be this long, but we'll see. Need to work on rate turns as well. Rate 1 turn, yeah. Usually, like most airplanes will have an instrument that tells you what a rate 1 turn is. But it seems I don't know where it is in the DC-6, and or it doesn't have one. No worries, Anderson. Hope you enjoyed. Have a nice evening, Flint. Thanks so much. I hope you have a good. Hope you have a good one as well. We should be back on later tonight at 8:30. Believe it or not, my buddy who just got awarded the CRJ, brand new to the company, so he's coming over to do some sim stuff basically. So I'm going to be right back in the sim talking again. So that's why I might be all simmed out by the end of it. But we may be able to do another DC-6 flight depending on how I feel, or maybe I'll do a Cyberpunk stream. If you guys want to do a Cyberpunk stream, that might be a lot of fun for us to do. Thanks, Vlad. I do appreciate you, my friend. You know what? I know I was gonna end it. I want to do one more of these. These are too fun to do. I'm a little close in, but we're gonna grab one last little landing. Now that the sun's not blaring in my face, I'm gonna change my Moza profile as well really quickly. And we're gonna try it out. Alright, stop, replay, record. Flat 50's already set. Leave the power. That wasn't there. Awesome. There we go. Now we're stopping from sinking. Start reducing the power a little bit. Nice. Beauty. Alright, we'll end it with that one. 2 in a row. I'll never be able to do that again. Alright, well, I'll cut you up some replays. Call it a night. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. This airplane's absolutely beautiful. Be sure to give it a check. Just make sure, guys, if you're having the same problem as me with the WASM folders, I'm having a problem where every time I restart the sim, the airplane won't work anymore. So be sure that every time you restart the sim, you might have to clear the DC-6 WASM folder for it to work. Just keep that in mind. I have to do that on my end. Jet's a great stream. Makes me wish we had the Dash 8 because prop stream is cool. Yeah, the Dash 8 will be a cool one too. A little bit of a floater. Alright guys, we're gonna go over here. We'll leave you with a nice replay. And we're gonna call it quits there. And it's just good advice. Many thanks, CFI. No worries. Thank you guys for all jumping in. Sorry I couldn't be on the comments a little bit more. This airplane's quite a busy one. But we will be flying it either tonight or tomorrow. So feel free to check back on later tonight for potentially some more DC-6 action. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. Or tonight. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Thank you.